Hello, welcome to this weather update. It is November 3rd, 2020, and we're going to get started with Ada. And the latest on Ada is starting to move onshore now. So, the eye wall of extremely dangerous Hurricane Ada is moving onshore along the coast of northeastern Nicaragua. So, its location is 13.7 north, 83.3 west. Excuse me. About 20 miles south-southeast of Puerto Cabezas, Nicaragua. Maximum sustained winds are 140 miles an hour, moving west at 3 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 940 millibars, 27.76 inches. And it is a Category 4 hurricane, so little change in strength is likely. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 25 miles from the center. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 115 miles from the center. Here's the latest look at Ada, and you can see it is definitely it's poised to make landfall very shortly, as you can see here. I don't think it ever made it up to Category 5, or if it did, it was very brief. But still, very impressive hurricane here as it's moving onto the shore of Nicaragua here. Fortunately, it is starting to weaken a little bit because it's starting to interact with the land, although the center is still over water. A good portion of the storm is now over land. But that doesn't mean this is going to make it any less dangerous, because the rainfall is going to be tremendous from this storm. We're going to look at this on the visible too as well. Let's do that. So there's the visible satellite. I think that's the visible satellite. Let's see, there's several types. That's one. And this is the visible high resolution satellite. So I don't know how much of a difference between the two, but that's what it looks like on the visible. You can clearly see it's barely moving too, by the way, which is what's going to make this storm really bad. Is it's moving very slowly too, so it's going to affect the same areas for long periods of time, which is what makes this thing so dangerous. So we go look at the graphics here. You'll see here that it's going to take its time. It's going to make a landfall this afternoon, and then it's just going to take its time, literally moving across the country. It's going to take a day. Nicaragua is a very small country, but it's going to take a day, or more than a day, just to move across the whole country. Which is why once it's in, you can see, it looks like they have it moving in, and then staying in depression, and then becoming a storm again. So it won't completely lose its characteristics, even though it's inland. It's not a huge area of land, and then it emerges back over the water again. And then by the weekend, we got to be dealing with this thing back out over water again and strengthening. But this is going to be a terrible disaster, as we know, for Nicaragua and Honduras too, because of all the rain that's going to fall here. I don't think they even have a graphic for rain. They just have a graphic for wind. But there's going to be a lot of rain in this area right here, and it's going to be a really bad situation. So let's go take a look at the model here. We'll see, we can, and we're just going to use this model to look at the rain here, because it's going to be a lot of rain that's going to fall in this area. So if we look at the total accumulated precip, which is hopefully available, you'll be able to see how much rain this thing is going to fall, is going to drop here. So this is through Friday, and you can see the area of yellow there. Probably 2 feet of rain or more in this area here, which is a lot of rain. It's a mountainous area, so there's going to be a lot of landslides and stuff like that. And it looks like even over parts of Mexico you're going to see that kind of rain. So heavy rain is going to be a big threat from this storm. So it's just going to be another disaster that we have to deal with. So let's take a look at our weather right now, and we're outperforming the temperatures. 54 degrees at Farmingdale. In fact, let me refresh this. It might even be warmer than that now. 53 degrees at Farmingdale. We're in the 50s today. We weren't supposed to be that warm today. We were supposed to maybe get near 50. So we're outperforming with the temperatures right now. 53 degrees in Farmingdale right now. It's much warmer than it's supposed to be. Much warmer than it's supposed to be. And that seems to be the trend across the area. Central Park probably, let's see what they have, 53. And we still have that northwest wind, gusty, but not, not damaging wind. Meanwhile, Toms River, 56 degrees, so almost average temperatures today. Maybe even a little bit above average. Maybe if we get a little more sun. So this is what I mean. The temperatures are outperforming again. Here's a look at the satellite, and you can see we're dealing with some clouds across the area today. Some sun, some clouds. Nothing on the radar. We can look at the radar and see there's not really much on the radar here at all. So let's go take a look at our weather, and I'm just going to go look at the CONUS view here and the surface here on the GFS. I mean, pretty much. So once we're done with this area of clouds, we're going to have mostly sunny day tomorrow. The high builds in. And you can see there's Eta right there. So that would be Eta. And it looks like it's having Eta make a landfall in Florida on the weekend, perhaps. And then going out over the Gulf. Then the remnants of it would get pulled up the coast probably sometime next week along a cold front that would move through. How's that for crazy? So Eta is going to, it looks like Eta is going to, once it gets back out over the water again, you can clearly see it's strengthening again. And it gets, this thing's got 9 lives. It's crazy. And we're not done yet. There are going to be more storms. So, wow, pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So let's take a look at our weather for the day. Our weather for the next week or so. And you can see we're not really going to be seeing much rain. The next chance of rain, looking at the GFS, may not be until we get the remnants of Eta up here along this cold front, which is going to be a week from tomorrow. So we're going to be a little dry for a while. So we got the big ridge in the east, as you saw. I'm not going to look at the upper air because you know the deal already. I'm not going to look at that again. So yeah, temperatures outperformed on this model. So there's a chance that we're going to see temperatures outperform. Here we go into tomorrow. Temperatures probably going to be into the 60s, I would say. Maybe even mid-60s, because we're going to expect the temperatures to outperform again, especially warmer over New Jersey. And then for Tuesday, similar deal again. And winds are going to be a little more westerly this time, so I don't know if there's going to be as much of a sea breeze. And we could be getting close to 70 on if not Friday, Saturday or Sunday, maybe even into the 70s. I think one of those days we're going to get into the 70s, so we're going to get quite warm, which is I think that's almost into record territory. And you can see it just stays warm Monday, Tuesday. We have to wait until this cold front moves through, and then finally cools off on Thursday. November 12th, we finally get to see those temperatures drop again. So we're going to have to deal with that. I will pull up the dew point map just to show you the wind flow, because this is kind of useful. So you see that tomorrow we're going to have more of a southwesterly wind. All right. And then for Thursday, we still have that southwesterly wind. So there will be a sea breeze on the south shore. Friday, we go a little more westerly. And then the weekend, we're westerly. And that's why that's going to be the warmest days. And then we're westerly on Sunday as well. So I'll show you that. Let's go to the total cloud fraction here. And we'll look at the cloud situation. Obviously, tons of clouds around today. But we get rid of them tomorrow. Should be a beautiful day. Clear skies. Thursday, we'll probably start clouding up a little bit, but I still think we'll have plenty of sun. Friday, we're going to have some clouds around, but that's just a dry front. And then for Saturday, it looks like another clear day. So the weekend should be nice. Plenty of sunshine. That's the good thing about this pattern. Although we're going to be above normal, we will have plenty of sunshine. It won't be like the pattern we had. It's a drier pattern. And then we get that cold front through. This is next week. We said it looks like it's trying to stall the front out a little bit. So that's ways away, so let's not even go there. We we can look at the NAM on the clouds as well. So here's the NAM. Looks like it has some clouds over New Jersey, perhaps, and eastern Long Island, maybe, northern New Jersey, not the Jersey Shore area, and then more clouds for Thursday again. So, but tomorrow I think we should see a decent amount of sun. So that's the good news about it. So I guess that's going to wrap up this weather update. A lot going on. We have an election day, so again, if you haven't voted, make sure you go out and vote. Very important. You decide the future of our country, whether we're going to have a future of science, or we're going to have a future of greed. That's up to you. I'm not going to say anything more. But we all know which candidate realizes the dire straits our climate is in, and which candidate doesn't and doesn't care. So that's going to wrap up this weather. Oh, one more thing that I do want to bring up. See, I almost did forget. Let's go to Earth Null School. I want to. There's several reasons why we're getting such a bad tropical season. Obviously, climate change is playing a role, but the other thing is La Nina. So if we look at the sea surface temperature anomaly, here we go. If you look at the sea surface temperature anomaly, which is very important, you'll see that there's colder than normal water in this particular area here off the South American coast. And this is something Joe Chaffee was bringing up last night that I also wanted to bring up too as well. If you haven't subscribed to Joe Chaffee, I would suggest you do so. But you will see here that you see this area of colder than normal waters. Whenever we see this tends to inhibit tropical activity in this area, which automatically makes it more favorable to have tropical activity in this area. And you will see here that much of the ocean is well above normal. In fact, the Atlantic off the east coast is very much above normal. So this is very alarming here. All right. This is a factor, one of many factors, but this is a major factor in why we're seeing so many tropical systems this year. Because when you have colder than normal water than here, it tends to mean warmer than normal water here. It also tends to mean that there's more favorable upper air pattern over here for the development of tropical systems as well. So La Nina is, and you can see much above normal water temperatures over here. So La Nina is a big factor in things. When we have El Nino, when it's warmer than normal waters here, it tends to decrease hurricane activity. So that is something that we are in. We are in a La Nina, so you can clearly see that. And I figured I would point that out. The other thing that I'm going to point out before I forget is the sea ice situation. We're going to look at that as well. So this is the sea ice extent, and you can see there's 2020, lowest sea ice extent for October on record, at least on this record. So again, it is starting to rise, but it's another sign of the warming of our planet. And then you can also go to Greenland ice sheet as well on this site here. This is, by the way, nsidc.org. All right. So, and you can see that there's been a lot of melt this year in Greenland, way more than normal. So again, it's just another sign of the changing climate that we are going through. And again, some people think that it's not important and that we should just keep doing what we're doing, and other people think we need to start looking at ways to reduce our impact. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and take care.